What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today's video is going to be something special for you guys, especially for all you pitter lovers out there, guys. So let's show you the surprise. In 3, 2, 1. Bing! Oh, check her out, guys. We got ourselves a 2007 KLX 110. Yeah, it's not a bad bike. It's obviously used. It has the Pro Circuit pipe going for it, guys. It has a 143 big bore kit. It is running the stock carburetor. I already checked into all that. And so we are gonna take this thing, see how it's tuned, get it up on the dyno. And then, guys, we're gonna go out and do some ripping. I'll let you know what I think, especially in comparison to pretty much stock 2017 TTR 110. So I can kind of get a feel and get a comparison between these two bikes. He's not in bad shape, 100%. We got to get a foot peg for over there. Got the green grips and stuff going. Got the Pro Taper bars on there, at least the Pro Taper pad. I'm not sure if they're Pro Taper bars or not, guys. But yeah, I have ridden it once or twice, and I will tell you there is a noticeable difference in power from the TTR. Speaking of the TTR, jumping around a little bit, guys, this thing did have a carb swap. I had a video that was pretty much a shit show, so it didn't go out there. I pretty much tried multiple carburetors on this TTR. We had I think the PZ style Nibby 19 carb come in, and I threw that on. Actually, that was on Junior's bike. Then we wanted to put this on, and I just kind of limped in, did no research. These carbs work well, and I think for a Chinese carb, they're pretty good quality. The intake side on this is a little bigger than the OEM style, so you cannot fit the stock airbox. So we do have a KLX carb on this. Have not dynoed it, have not done anything but rejet it to about what the PZ19 was jetted for. So we'll be testing this out very soon as well, guys. So we got to get this back on the dyno, get the air fuel ratio gauge on there, see how she's running, get this dialed in. And we'll definitely have some content coming out of comparing the two. All my chainsaw guys out there, chainsaw content is coming. I got some ideas for videos. Got the chainsaw dyno back here, guys. We're just working on a direct RPM clamp for this thing. And pretty much I'm struggling a little bit. The two strokes are a little bit harder. So I got to make another cable or fool around with a couple different cable setups for direct RPM. If not, we'll go back to reading calculated. No big deal. The dyno has been working pretty good. I want to make a video coming out where we mess with this 543 XP cologne here with just doing stuff that you can do at home. Base gasket, delete, etc. for you guys to see and what kind of results we get on the dyno. All right, guys, that being said, we're going to get this bike up on the dyno, kind of use it for a stand. And we're also going to tune this thing out a little bit. Not going to go too crazy with it. I'm hoping it's pretty dialed in. But I have a feeling if they just slap the stock carburetor on there, they may have just used the stock jetting. I'm not seeing anything evident of it running too lean, but we're going to find that out. And we're definitely going to change the oil before we get started in this thing. Because as you can see, that oil is black. You guys probably can't see that. But anyhow, let's get started. Guys, we got the bike mounted up. We got the tire pressure checked. We're going to set up the software here, and I'm going to get everything ready to run this bike on the dyno. If you have seen some of my older videos, I had a little bit less inertia. Now we upped our inertia. We have a larger roller now. I kind of tied two rollers together now. So that makes it nice. A little bit higher horsepower bikes I can throw on this dyno now, so that is awesome. And a lot of that is all gear ratio dependent. anyhow, guys, we got our bike set up. We are ready to pull some dyno pulls. What's your guess? This stock TTR behind us has been it was right around about 5.8 to 6 horsepower on my dyno. And I have a couple little mods done to it. So that is not a bone stock reading. So give or take, this bike probably puts down on our setup now around 5.5 horsepower or so. So let's just see what this old girl puts down. What's your predictions in the comments? Let me know, guys. Yeah, first glance, it's really not in bad shape. There's a couple things I'm looking at that I'm gonna have to go over here. I really like this Pro Circuit exhaust. This is the T4, kind of a worn down sticker there on the side. You guys probably can't see that, but this is a Pro Circuit T4 pipe on here. Again, a 143 big bore kit. I like the way this thing sounds. It's honestly not too obnoxious loud. And so I like that, you know, for riding around, you know, other houses and stuff. It's kind of ideal for us. So we might look at the Pro Circuit exhaust for that one as well and get the T4 exhaust system on that. We'll see, guys. I have some other plans just to make some content for you guys with this bike yet, but we are going to start decking this thing out slowly but surely, guys. All right, we're getting O2 sensor warmed up. Got direct RPM on here, and here's the sound. I like the way this Pro Circuit sounds, I'll be honest with you. Once we get this gear oil up to temperature, we're gonna get ready for a couple pulls here, guys. Just want to take a break in today's video, guys, to let you know to go down and click shop and check out the new merch drop, guys. Yeah! Hey, guys, we greatly appreciate all the subscribers, everyone that's following along all this time. We appreciate you so much. We have nothing but love for you guys. We hope to come out with more and more better content as we continue to grow this channel. We got all different kinds of t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, water bottles, you name it. Drop down there, get yourself some merch, help out the channel, and we greatly appreciate it, guys. Now let's get back to the video. Alright, guys, this might be a little shocking to some, but the TTR now I haven't tried out the KLX carb yet. They're definitely a little bit bigger than the PZ19 that I had on there, but I was running open pod filter and I had it up to 7.1, I think. It was stock around 5.8-ish. And I got it up to 7.1. Let's take a look at the graph here. Let me shut the lights off. All right, I know a couple things are going on here. One, I think it needs to be jetted. We're gonna play around with the air-fuel ratio here a little bit off camera. I just wanna make sure it's not dangerously lean. I can't get the wideband sensor in there like I would like. We're gonna work on that. Some exhaust systems, it's kind of hard to do. But here's the numbers, guys. We hit 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4 horsepower, guys. So that's what this old girl is putting down. So the TTR, it's a strong bike. Don't get me wrong. This thing has definitely plenty of torque in comparison to that one, especially for like power wheelies and stuff. I could just 100% tell that. But I'm going to pull up some TTR 110, slightly modded airbox, upgraded carburetor, and opened exhaust outlet that we have on this. You can see in some of my past videos that almost gave us a 1 horsepower gain just with removing the stock style baffle and putting in the open style baffle. And if you took the guts out of the muffler, I guarantee you it would makes some more power and noise. But let me pull these up. So we got one of the best runs we had with the TTR up on the screen here, guys. You can see this is a TTR up here, 7.18 horsepower. That's what the exhaust mod, airbox mod, carburetor upgrade. Now this here, these lines all together, the 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4 is our KLX 143. I honestly will tell you that it's crazy to believe this. Now, on this big bore kit, we are sucking through the stock carburetor, and I don't believe it's jetted 100%. It's not far off, guys. Obviously, if it was far off and really lean, we would have dropped off in power right away, and we kept climbing a little bit. So that tells me this bike isn't leaned out that much. We're gonna try and get the air-fuel ratio on this thing and look at that a little bit, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, so this goes to show. I think with jetting, guys, we can take our 6.4 closer to a 7 horsepower range on this KLX. I just wanted to show you guys here, hey, no sugar coat. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It kind of just is what it is, guys. So like I say, you know, a lot of it's jetting, and I preach that in my previous videos, guys, to jet. Make sure you're jetting these carburetors. Don't just slap performance parts on and think you're going to gain power, because a lot of times you're not. All right, guys. So off camera here, I'm going to play around with trying to get this air-fuel ratio gauge in here and just double check jetting. Other than that, it's not going to be a full process of me tuning this bike right now under time constraints. Once again, I know, guys, but we will get this thing out and play around. And I didn't get a chance to ride it much yesterday, but I did get a little taste of it. It needed air in the tires, and now we got all proper tire pressure and everything set up, and it's a little greasy out here, so it might be a little fun. All right, guys, we got a little bit of a lean circuit there. You guys can't see that. On the idle, we'll fool around with changing that a little bit, guys. And get in here and try to look at this carburetor and see what these adjustments are. Ew. We got to clean her up yet, guys. We're going to get on this screw here a little bit. Get on this fuel screw here and make some adjustments. So we got the wideband in here, and I'm not going for it, guys. I'm only getting about 4 inches into the exhaust system, and it's just not adding up to RPM, throttle response, to all of the factors that I'm used to. So that's just telling me I can't go off of this thing. So it's gonna suck that some exhaust systems won't let me get in there like I want. So we're gonna do what tuners back in the day would do. Go right to the source. We're gonna pull this spark plug out and get a look at it. Yeah, honestly, guys, I thought we were gonna make a bit more power than that. I thought we were at least gonna like just barely be by the TTR, you know what I mean? So, and we weren't. Let me get an extension, guys. So, you know, it could be a little bit of tuning for sure. You might see on the spark plug that it is evident that it is a lean fuel mixture. I don't think it is. I don't know how far we'll dig into jetting of this bike. Obviously, if this plug shows super lean, we're not gonna get out and go crazy. Oh my gosh, man, they really sent that spark plug home. I would imagine this has a good amount of run time. Looks like this plug may have been in here for a while. So we'll take a look at this, guys. So yeah, that plug does not look too bad. Doesn't look really lean. So yeah, I'm going with my gut, and I knew that. It was like, man, no throttle response, there's no popping. Like, this bike's not jetted bad at all. I ran it a little bit in the yard. There's no bogging. If you pop that throttle real quick, pop, 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 pop. Yeah, a lot of times, you know, especially if you're coming off like a lean idle circuit, it'll ball, you know. But so I think we're gonna leave this alone. Mid-range and everything looks pretty good on the porcelain. So if anything, it might be a hair fat. Also, when I did the dyno, I started creeping up in power. That's as the bike starts to lean out and get up to temperature, And under a load, the bike will naturally lean out. So if it's on the rich side of things, it's gonna bring the richness down to leaning it out a little bit to make an optimum power. So I honestly think that this bike is jetted rather good. Now guys, I'm sitting here thinking I forgot to change the oil in this thing, and we're gonna get this black ass oil out of this thing. We're gonna drain it, put some fresh 10W40 in this thing, and we're gonna get out and rip on this track a little bit. Hopefully I don't go down. We got a slightly tweaked peg here. That should be just fine just for riding today, and we'll get out and mess with this thing. All right guys, let's ride that 143. I'll be honest that it kind of does feel like TTR does outpower this ever so slightly, guys. It's really greasy. Problem number one, I gotta get the shifter down. I like the shifter down a little further. We got walnuts. I like the feel of these bars way better. We're just getting warmed up here, guys, and then we'll do some hot laps and do a kind of a apples to apples comparison to the TTR a little bit. It's definitely fun and definitely got plenty of power. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, I will say the stock suspension on here is better than the TTR. Oh man, we pulled the bars down. All right, guys. Bar adjustment. We're gonna do a bar adjustment and a gear shifter adjustment. All right, guys, we got the shifter down lower, so it's not like you're going a mile up, and the bar's tightened up. Dude, I just like this. I don't know. I just like the ergonomics on this. It's feeling better for me. Like, you know, it might not be as powerful as the Yamaha. I mean, it runs, guys. Don't get me wrong, shifter's way better now. I should almost try to do a hot lap on the Yamaha and a hot lap on this just to kind of see, you know, what fun I ride better. I can tell I'll probably beat this one. And I'll say why, because the ergonomics feel better. That's why. Definitely do. Alright, we're gonna try out of the turn on this biggest tabletop we have here, guys. This thing needs back brake. Whoa. That was horrible. Yeah, so guys, I will say the TTR will smack that thing in second gear. I don't know about this, dude. I don't know about this bike. I'm gonna have to get the bigger car for this thing. Oh, okay. So yeah, guys, definitely, a noticeable difference out of the hole in that turn for sure. So yeah, there's that, guys. There is that. Now I'm saying like the big carburetor on this thing probably that just felt a little bit Ronnie Mac-ish. Oh, it was definitely slick, guys. Woo! Okay. We'll try out of the hole again. Got third on this one. Oh no! There went the chain, guys. Oh jeez. As long as we didn't send it through the crankcase, we're all right. Let's have a look. We are just wishy-washy everywhere, guys. All right, guys. Yeah, so I mean, I really should do some extra cred and bring out the Yamaha and just do some like comparisons. We'll make that another video, guys. This chain's a little loose and it does look like this chain's seen its better days. So we'll probably be ordering a new chain up. It's a little loose. I could probably tighten it up and it'll be a lot better, but we definitely want to watch that. We don't want to send it through the case. It is wishy-washy, guys. It is. All in all, like, I like the feel of this thing. But I will say, TTR's got some on this. And the Dyno shows it, and I'm giving you a real feel input. Stay up on them feet, boys. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's slick. So slick out here. Oh man, why not have a second cam set up on that one, guys? Oh no, we're sputtering it. What do we hit? We're sputtering, so that's a sign of chugs on? What's going on? Oh my gosh, the grips are soaked. I'm soaked. Oh gosh, guys. Oh, alright guys, let's get her back in the shop. We'll do some more testing. Maybe come out with some, you know, TTR versus the KLX, guys. For sure. We need to tighten this chain up. We don't want to blow a crank. Or split a crank open, guys. We definitely don't want to do that. So we got to make sure all that's right. This thing is definitely a lot of fun, guys. Oh gosh, through the bush I went. Oh my gosh, geez, yeah, so I gotta tighten this chain up. I don't wanna be out there ripping it, especially in such sloppy conditions where I got tire spin and I snapped the chain, and yeah, we don't want all that. So we don't have a TIG welder yet, which I have repaired stuff like that in the past where I used to work. I do have those skills and abilities, but we have to get a machine, and we will. But yeah, yeah, so the chain's loose. We'll probably just get a new chain for this thing and maybe look at some sprockets and stuff. It's definitely, it could be tightened up a little bit, but yeah, so we'll pop the cover off, look front and rear sprockets, maybe just, when you replace the chain, replace your sprockets and everything. And that could, you know, impact dyno numbers too. So there's a lot of things that come into play with that, guys. One, as we've already learned, tire pressure is one you have to check right before. And then, you know, like these dirt bikes, I run anywhere from 12 to 14 PSI, you know, so every time before you throw one on there, you're setting to that standard every time. If you got a tire that's really, really packed full of pressure, it's going to go around easy, right? It doesn't take rocket science to figure this stuff out sometimes if you think about it, you know. So the tire's going to roll better, so it's going to show higher horsepower numbers versus what it would be like with a average person under a load and making sure the tire pressure is set properly and everything, guys. So that's very, very critical. So let's talk about how it feels. It feels awesome. The ergonomics are better than the TTR, hands down. I'm pretty sure this is stock suspension. Looks like the travel's definitely better on this bike for sure. And I'm still bottoming out the rear shock, so we'll look at getting some shock upgrades of this. We're gonna look at the bigger carburetor, guys. So there's no reason we shouldn't be breaking 7 horsepower. And I'm not saying we can't do it with tuning, but the plug looked a little rich. So maybe we could fine tweak the carb a little bit, but we're gonna probably just look at some carb options. I do like running the stock air box, especially if I'm going to be on the track racing this thing. I mean, a lot of your race bikes, they're not going to have a pod filler on them. So there's that, guys. And then there is also the comparison to the TTR. I would like the TTR engine on the Cali. Maybe the newer ones are making a little bit more power. Maybe this thing's got more hours on it than I think. We're gonna check compression and stuff like that here very soon. I think the general health is pretty good. I don't think there's a ton of hours on this. The head looks rather new, or the cylinder and all that, honestly, and I'm looking to see if I can see any markings of what type it might be, and I can't quite tell, guys, but we'll look into all that for the next time we get this thing out on another video, guys. But I got some apples to apples comparison up here on the dyno, guys, for you to look at. One of the first few runs when I started getting this thing tuned in, running off the stock. Now keep in mind, this was with the PZ19 carburetor, so there might have been a hair bit more power there than stock. And then once I tuned it and got the carburetor right, we really got up into we punched over 7 horsepower, 7.1 I think. Let's take a look. We got some rain. Yeah, it can't be rain on tin roof. All right, guys, so I punched that up for you guys here so we can see this a little better, guys. Stand up on the dyno here. And yeah, so here's the TTR 110. This was when I was running 85 main, and we were putting down 6.6 horsepower. And then we had our best pull on the 143 big board, 6.4 horsepower. The top one being the TTR. Pretty similar, you know, they make peak power right around the same. They rev out right about the same. So a lot of similar characteristics. It's just the Yamaha's got the edge, guys. So that's what my dyno is showing. I've done my research too, and a lot of guys do say the Yamaha does have the edge on power. So there's that, guys. All right, guys, much love to everybody following along on my chainsaw, guys. We will be getting the chainsaw dyno back out soon. I did have it out. I think I was pulling like a steady 3.1 to 3.2 on the 543 XP Cologne with an exhaust mod. So yeah, she was running pretty good. I did run the old gas because it's literally been bolted to this dyno and I haven't used it at all. So it was definitely on an old gas. So it might make slightly better power with some fresh fuel in there. But we're going to be getting that out real soon. I'm playing around with direct RPM readings on that thing. Whether or not I have that right, we're going to work on this thing very, very soon, guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the content of me messing around with the 143 big bore, the old KLX here, guys. We're definitely going to be introducing this in the channel for some time, guys, so there's going to be plenty of content coming out on that. And I definitely want to do more of an apples to apples comparison out here on the track too, guys. Maybe do some where Junior and I are both getting on there and do times and just see which bike puts down the better time, with Junior swapping on and then me swapping on them. So it'll be an 80-pound rider versus a 165-pound rider, and we'll go out there and we'll put down some times for you guys on the track, and we can kind of say, hey, you know what? The Yamaha does make more power, but hey, yo, the KLX feels a lot better. I will say, I think this Willie's better just because it's got the high rise bars on it compared to those lower Pro Taper bars I threw on there, guys. But anyhow, I appreciate you all. Much love to all my subscribers. If you're new in here, jump down there, subscribe, guys. Check out the new merch while you're down there. Check it out, guys. Every bit helps out the channel. So guys, thank you very much. We'll see you next time, guys.